It works, and I did it by myself. Woo, woo, yeah, yeah. But before we get into this wonderful ring light, let me first introduce myself. My name is Camellia, just like the flower, but spelled with the K. If you're watching this, you're actually looking at my very first YouTube footage. I'm pretty excited about this. After years and decades of YouTube and YouTubing, I finally said, you know what? Maybe I can start a YouTube channel because somehow in looking through my iCloud photos and when they send over those iPhone memories, I'm just trying to figure out where is the time going? Every tomorrow seems like it's turning into yesterday, and it's doing it so fast. And with all of that, somehow I went from being this millennial teenager, young lady just starting her professional career, to all of a sudden I'm a mom of three, I'm married, still a professional, have these part-time side hustles like being a reseller, and time is just ticking along. So I really want to treat this channel as a time capsule. So what you'll probably see here is a lot of authentic stories and happenings of managing all of those roles, in addition to also being a daughter, a sister, etc. So I would just say, don't take me too seriously, because the best way that I navigate a lot of this adulting is with some laughter, love, but also the Lord. So I thought that this vlog would be a great opportunity just to help kind of capture those moments, capture this time. And I'm sure there are others out there that can just relate, especially with us millennials. We have unique challenges. So yes, these stories, they're going to center around me navigating all of my different identities: mom, wife, daughter, employee, worker, small business owner, all of the different layers while I try to balance my work-life harmony, or lack thereof. As I said, I am a reseller. And I primarily started reselling because I was going to work, but I was also going to school. So I wanted to buy my books cheap, but after I finished with them, I wanted to be able to sell them. So I was doing that on eBay, and I was doing that through Amazon. If you know anything about Amazon history, that's how they started, actually, by just selling books. So I was one of the millennials on that site. My eBay happened casually since 2008. I was on there selling books, but also just like used clothing. But I finally started taking it more seriously actually within the past year. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a future episode, but for the most part, I'll say that my husband and we love thrifting. That's just one of the things that we do. And when you're working your way up the GS scale, and you have to manage your money, but you also need things, and then you bring children into the mix, you're trying to get the best deal that you can for things. So thrift stores have come a long way, especially in the DMV area. You can find some really nice things there, including designer and luxury, which is a lot of the things that I sell within my stores. So check it out. Photo light. My husband actually found this photo light within one of the thrift stores, but for the past 2 years, it had been sitting in a corner. So I'm kind of a recovering hoarder. Yeah, I used to go a little bit crazy in the thrift store, like, oh, this is nice. Oh, I can use this. Oh, look. And it's like, okay, girl, you don't even know how to make bread. So why are you buying this freaking bread maker? Let's just stop. So I've come a long way. And with a lot of those things, those became the first part of my inventory. My whole goal, the same way I'm approaching this YouTube channel, is to not spend any money. So I looked around my house. What are some things that we can get rid of that we do not need? And that is what I posted first. So that's where I'll end there with the whole reselling, just intro talk. Again, I'll talk about it more in some future video. But with this photo light and with this whole thing, I wanted to first just start off with not spending any money. So I had a photo light. I had a microphone as well that I actually bought from Poshmark. That was my first purchase on Poshmark from another reseller. And I just hadn't used it because I delayed starting a YouTube channel. But even though I'm showing you step 4, 5, 6, whatever it is, this is not how I actually started the process. I started the process by first just doing a lot of research. Vlogs, how did people start up their YouTube vlogs? What are some things to focus on? What's some of the things that you might need? And then from there, I put my project management hat on, which is what I have to do regardless if I'm at work or not. And I said, okay, what's sort of the checklist? What's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So I actually used a website platform called Trello. It's pretty much for project management tracking. And no, this is not sponsored. And I said, okay, I'm going to create these different cards. Brainstorm, to do, what am I currently doing? What's been completed? And then also just a parking lot of some other things as well. And I love Trello because you can actually create these different cards, but then within it, you can do a checklist. It's integrated, so you can like upload attachments and things of that nature as well. And so I just started really mapping things out that way to also keep myself accountable. And I'm usually a pen and paper type of person, but I also want to make sure that I have kind of a one-stop shop of where I can access things and, just, again, keep my PM hat on. So after doing that, I started working on more of like that branding as well. So through looking at the research, I learned that I can go to Canva to create a lot of these like animations and branding and content. And there's a lot of different templates within Canva. So, work smarter, not harder. Shamelessly borrow it and make it your own. So that's exactly what I did. And, one of the things that I learned through the research is however they started in the beginning probably doesn't look like where they are now, because along the way, I know that I'm just going to get better at doing things. That's human nature. As you start to do it, you get better and better at doing it. So, and you find out more efficiencies, etc. So that is how I am approaching this whole YouTube vlog thing, because I don't want to lose the true essence. The true essence is, Cam, what is going on in your life? Document it. There's some tribe out there that can relate to you. And you know what? We're going to all pull through together. So thank you already for considering the invite to join my tribe. We're going to laugh for sure. We're probably going to cry too. But you know what? Let's ugly cry. I'm an ugly crier. Where was I? Yes. So the next thing that I did reluctantly, I went ahead and set up a social. I have this Instagram page now. 0 followers, but it'll happen once I actually push it out there. But I was holding out. When I tell you, after everyone moved from MySpace to Facebook, I was like one of the latest people to join Facebook. And that is the only social that I had. It's 2025. Only social. Facebook. While all of you all are on Instagram and TikTok, I was like, nope. But I said, let me just go ahead, create this social, because that's going to help me to reach more and more people, which is the goal, right? So please consider following me, liking, sharing, etc. Okay, let's get back into this photo. Like, do you see this? I also want to mention that I am doing all of this at 6 a.m. in the morning on a Saturday. I tried to think about how I was going to balance everything. And I learned through research and also just from trial and error that it's best if I focus on this vlogging before the kids wake up and also in the evening time after I put them down to bed. So I think with the vlogging, I might try to do my batch filming on the weekends and then do all of the other video editing throughout the weekday. I have to determine what 2 days I want to be able to post. I do want to post twice weekly. I'm thinking maybe one at the beginning of the week, like a Tuesday, and then a second one on Friday. So let's see if I stick to that timeline. I don't know. What do you all think? Any advice for me out there? So yeah, with that, let's get into what's next. And voila! With that, I have managed to do this. Look at the colors. Oh, this is a whole vibe. I need to bring this out for a party for sure. Ooh, ooh, okay. All right, little disco. Okay. Oh, yeah. I love it. If there's one thing I know as a reseller who sources and also lists, do not forget the lens wipes. Absolutely. Those are needed. And I actually bought this microphone from Poshmark. I bought it from another reseller maybe about a year ago. I know, I'm terrible. Forgive me again, recovering hoarder. And yeah, finally putting it to use. And I am probably getting a little bit overwhelmed by seeing how many pieces there are. Once again, this is not my forte. It's kind of funny though, now that I'm watching this back, this looks like I'm playing that Squid Game where they had to pick up the different die. All that was missing is I need to throw it up in the air and catch it. But yep, there are two microphones there, so that will definitely come in handy. So as I was saying before, I have quite a bit of things on my iCloud, so I have a lot of footage already to start to tell a story. But I had to think about how I wanted to edit those videos, so I'm actually going to be using CapCut. I learned about CapCut from another blogger, Yvette Renee. She's awesome. If you do not know about her channel, definitely check it out. So that's what I'll be using. And now let's record some footage and get to editing. I'm so excited to test this out. In 3, 2, 1. All right, so groceries are here. I did the pre-order yesterday, just straight from the Food Lion app. My father actually told me about it because he said that was a way to just clip coupons so you won't miss it. Got some nice protein there, some steak. I tried it once before and it was super good. I actually cooked it in the oven and it just came out so tender. Trying to upgrade from iceberg lettuce, y'all. That's a staple. I always keep spinach, smoothies, salads, in my breakfast. Needed more almond milk. Yeah, definitely. Hot dogs, cook out later. And a go-to always for the kids. Restocking up on my grapes. I never seem to finish the bag, but then I always buy it. Yep, those are for my son's lunch for daycare. He loves those. Some oranges, get some vitamin C going. All these germs, they are still out here, y'all. Speaking of, that's something new that I'm going to try. I really try to buy those for my kids just to make sure they get some greens in. Blueberries, love those. Top on the oatmeal smoothies. I'll show you all the smoothies that I make using the blueberries too. And the spinach. Salmon. I was confused. I was like, why is this so long? Is there like a whole fish in here? But now they're like 3 pieces. But the bag is cute. Hopefully it'll fit in my small freezer. Some more fish, some cod. That'll be my first time trying to make that. Rice cauliflower, y'all. I love rice cauliflower. It's such a great alternative because I'm definitely a rice girly. Some frozen kale. Tried that once. Try it again. Chicken wings, you know, just to have some extra things to make for dinner so that we're not paying $20 for wings. Tater tots for the kids. They like what they like. Hey, they're all under 12. Oops. You know, this is one of my favorite cereals. Do you see what's on here? That's like super cute. Yes, my squad. What do you all think is the best Cheerios? I don't know. That is not for me. My husband loves that. I keep
Nope.
trying to get him off of white bread, but you know. Yes, house poultry seasoning. I really shouldn't be showing this because that's one of my secrets, but yeah, gonna have to use it on this pod. Girl has to still live. I don't know. More staples for my children, little picky eaters. Just give what works. We'll get over this. Packing them on up. I mean, if we ever have an apocalypse, Chef Boyardee's, that's what we'll be eating. Trying some Oreos for the kids. I swear it's for the kids. And how about this though? Some Power Seed bread, Dave's bread. I normally avoid Dave's bread because it's so freaking expensive. But then when I was looking at the nutrition facts and it's only 60 calories per slice, I'm like, yeah, let's try this. We need to get more protein in. That's the way to do it. Tomatoes. I recently started making my own spaghetti sauce because I'm just so tired of all the crap that they pack in the canned ones, and it just tastes so, so good. Yes, avocado. Had to get that back in there in the rotation. Some chicken gravy. I don't really know why I bought that. I don't know. I just feel like you need gravy. Maybe I need to learn how to make that from scratch as well. Yes, so I'll make some spaghetti. I'll let them go ahead have their pasta. But this is what I have. So I'll plan to make mine with that. That's what you have to do. Just let them have their stuff. Don't fight them anymore. Just whatever. I do this and also I think Banza, Banza, made with the chickpeas. I prefer the wheat, but Banza is good as well. And that's it. That is the grocery haul for Sunday. I try to do all of my grocery shopping usually the earlier part of the week because that's when they're restocking. That's when you have all of the coupons that are out there. So if you're not downloading the apps where you actually do your shopping, you are missing out on so many savings. Now, you don't just have to shop generic. There are a lot of like manufacturer coupons as well. So definitely keep that in mind. Everything's like digital. So you don't really have to go in there and walk in with a Ziploc bag of coupons. Yeah, so as you see, I normally just check the ad that they have for that week. They have it right there, just print it on the website. But then I will go in specifically under savings and look at all of their different coupons that are available to clip. What I would say is you can start maybe from making your grocery list based on what you already know that you need. And then you can come in here and just start to filter, hit that apply, see what pops up. And so again, this is where I'm talking about like, yes, generic is fine. I love generic, but if I can get myself some Kraft over some Food Line brand, I'm gonna do that. General Mills, look how expensive cereal is these days. Like seriously, and it's a bunch of junk. And right here, you can just see most of the rewards that I've earned in terms of this week because I just went grocery shopping. So I was able to earn a few bucks, but that was a small grocery trip, so it would have been a lot more than that. But yeah, there's just a few tips for everyone out there. You know, wherever you shop, just download the app. Don't miss out on money. Wherever you eat, download the app. Don't miss out on money. That's like the best advice that I can give. I just think about all of the money that I've given away. And it makes me cringe, but it's okay, you know, moving forward. And I'm sharing now what I know. So, yes, make sure you download. And I just want to say this is not sponsored by anyone. Do your shopping where you would like to do your shopping. I choose Food Lion because in my area, that's where it's the lowest. And they have the most variety as well. When I'm not grocery shopping at Food Lion, there's a great Walmart that's about 40 minutes away, and I can literally get everything there. I love a good one-stop shop, but this particular, again, yeah, it was just Food Lion. So that is all that I have for the haul. You all saw the hot dogs. I have some leftover burgers from my daughter's barbecue. So let's just go ahead and get outside. Bought this rock speaker from Five Below about a year ago. It was only $7. And to my surprise, it already came charged. So I just hooked it up to my Bluetooth and it was ready to go. The audio quality was really nice, so that was definitely a great buy. Next up is this bubble machine. I actually bought this from Amazon for my daughter's birthday, which you'll see some footage on. It runs off of battery, and unfortunately, it is not working today, so we're gonna move on to one of her birthday gifts. And there we go. We have a happy kid, and I couldn't figure out how to put the wings on, but hey, it works. Abigail showing off some of her, I guess, interpretive dance. She's really come out of her shell ever since she started kindergarten. Wow, those automatic bubbles went fast, so we'll just go back to the basics. I never thought that I would see it. These kids are tired, which is perfect timing because food is ready, the kids are hungry, I'm hungry, so let's get it in. So I definitely scared myself. I thought there were a bunch of bugs over this thing, but it's actually just the seeds. Believe me, I really wanted to use the buns, but I opted for this as a healthier choice. I'm really trying to stay away from white starches. So just going to use 2 pieces. I actually split one in half for the hamburger, and I'm using the other half for my hot dog. It was so good. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching this. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe.